What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 9 of Buckets of Duckets. I am your host, Chase Myers, and over there is my co-host with the bit that just won't quit, Mr. Josh Watts.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 9, and if we do 91 more, that would be our 100th episode, and you could be with us to share. Just email Chase and Josh. Oh. Guys, this is episode 9. We got this.
I believe in us.
I do too. I didn't do the math before the episode, so I feel ill-prepared, and I apologize to the Duckets out there. I'm just kidding. This is episode 9. If you multiply that times 3, that's 27. The same age that Van Morrison, Jack Chu, Brandon Lee, Jimi Hendrix, and Marilyn Monroe all died.
This is the 27 episode, guys. This one got dark. That's right, people. This is a whole hour about the curse of 27. I like that you mentioned. They're very specific to your life because I know how much you love The Crow, and you made sure to mention the Crow actor in there.
Brandon Lee, you mean?
Yeah, the Crow actor.
Sir Brandon Lee. I knighted him after he died. I gave him the English people didn't. I did.
No, I understand your powers. I know how far they go.
That's what happens.
That's too fucking funny. Guys, thank you guys for listening. Make sure you go to bucketsofduckets.com. Check out all things Chase and Josh. We got links to every way that you can stream the podcast, every way that you can watch it. Make sure you hit subscribe on however you're seeing us. And Josh, how you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. Barrett, I have not read the latest Andre the Giant book because it came out this year and I just haven't got around to it yet. Chase is of the opinion that you were just being nice and sending an email trying to have a conversation. I personally think you're trying to start a fight with me by the way that you allowed me to read the ending of your email, which said, since you've read every wrestling book that came out. That's how I read it because that's how you allowed it to be read from the way that you written it. So, I haven't read it yet, Barrett.
Look, people, whenever you send us emails and talk to us about things that happen on the episode,
I'm going to try to fight you.
That's up to our judgment now, okay? Once it leaves that, we can take it however we want, and we tend to react harshly to things.
Every time I think it's a fight. Every time I assume it's a challenge.
Okay.
Constantly.
How about a question like Josh? What's your favorite wrestling book? How about go with that angle? Not, have you read Andre the Giant? Mr. I've read every book. Dude, I got your back, bro. I'm not going to let
thank you.
This
and
dude
he dotted every I in his email with that little SpongeBob making the face. And like he thought he was being slick. I saw it. No, I hadn't read the Andre the Giant book. Keep talking shit, you're going to have to read it in Braille because I'm going to poke your eyes out.
That's what happens, Barrett. One of our biggest fans, one of the people that have listened to every episode of every version of this that we've ever done. You can get fucked too, bro.
Thanks for listening, you sack of shit. I love Barrett. I was just kidding. He just got married not that long ago, I think. So, congratulations.
Let's see. Congrats, Barrett. We always loved you, man.
Send me another email like that. She'll be my wife.
We taking people's wives on Buckets of Duckets.
Barrett, I didn't mean that, buddy.
I hope not, man. That's pretty harsh. I tend to.
That was rough, right?
I have a rule where I pretty much back you on whatever you say because that's I
appreciate it.
That's how you be good partners and everything. But that was going to be a tough one.
That was right. Yeah, well, that when I get off into elder abuse, Chase usually doesn't follow suit.
Usually, I could be talked into it from time to time. I like to hear both sides of the story. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those people that just walk around thinking elderly people can't get their ass whooped. Okay,
you can.
You can. I've seen it.
Catch a case of Rona or Bofa. Boom.
Oh,
bro, you saw it?
I saw it. I saw your form.
That's the screenshot for the episode. Take a screenshot of that and email it to that bitch ass Conor McGregor and tell him this is what's up.
Woo, Connor.
It's even got the green background.
It's kind of like picking up
background, so you know he'll see it.
Is he picking a fight with Vince McMahon right now? Is that what's going on? I saw something about him.
Oh, I
saw something about, buddy, that's not the paycheck you want, bro. All right? Vince McMahon ain't going to give you a fucking fight. You got to go after a 75-year-old man. Look, right here. I'm the same age as you, bro. We can fucking handle this.
Are you really?
Yeah, I think we're both 31.
31?
Yeah, we're the same people.
I turned
40
We're
basically built
this
exactly the same. So, I mean, I don't understand why it'd be a problem.
Hey, Connor, why don't you go back to Notre Dame? You Catholic bitch, isn't that right?
Yeah, they are Catholic bitches. You're right. That's right. That's exactly how the story goes.
Happy 4th of July, motherfucker. He's gonna see this episode and he's gonna be real mad.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are gonna be real mad. Honestly, I don't know. We made a lot of friends on that.
Man, I got new lighting and I'm coming out bold, man.
Dude, you look good, man. That's a good look,
buddy. I got a backdrop. Chase sent me a link on Amazon and told me to stop making it look like I was recording it on my iPod Nano and set this shit up. And now with all these lights and shit on me, I just feel emboldened. I feel empowered. I didn't have it. It's just for me. It's just the inside. It's an inside power.
All right. I thought you were gonna make a big proclamation or something. I was waiting for what emboldened Josh Watts was, but
it's just inside. It's in my heart. I turned 40 this past week.
You did, man. Happy birthday, brother.
Thanks, bud. It's a bunch of shit.
Is it?
Nah, I don't know. Birthday is
good take.
Here's a hot take. It's not really that big a deal. Everybody, people were worried though. I guess my mom sent me a big long paragraph about how not to let myself get down.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Basically the text like, "Hey, you're probably gonna die like real soon." But look, it's more than halfway over for you. But don't think about it like that. Okay, don't get down about it. Just know that the short time you have left on this earth could be filled with happiness.
I like as they put it in your mind. Like, look, don't think about how close it is to being over. Okay, I know that that's something you shouldn't think about.
Because I didn't think about it.
Yeah, I didn't think you would. I said that in the last episode. Like you're a happy dude. You're a happy, immature guy. Why?
Yeah, I'm very happy, immature. I'm yoked as fuck. I did so at 40. For my birthday, I did 40 sets of 10 reps of kettlebell swings.
Yeah.
And I felt like a badass for like 45 seconds after, and then I felt like a 40-year-old man who overdid it. Like, all right.
I've been almost doing yoga for 2 weeks now. I
Did you get back to the DDP?
Yeah, me and DDP are always cool. All right, me and DDP ain't got no problems.
I'm glad. I'm glad Johnny got beef.
We've been emailing back and forth and stuff. Like,
that's good.
We've been through too much stuff together, man. He's seen me.
Diamond Dallas Page, big fan of the show.
He's a retired professional wrestler. Well, he's kind of active now. He's been popping up and stuff.
And the inventor of yoga.
And he created the best yoga. Honestly,
he invented yoga.
It's the only that's how I got in Conor McGregor shape, was doing DDP yoga, was because that was the only way you could convince me to do anything. I was so over lifting weights because they just hurt, and I had
he was too muscles. There was just too much muscle on it. He had to do some yoga to lean it out.
For everybody else's sake, dude. Like, I couldn't walk through doors and stuff, and like I was just a problem in public. I was just a problem in public, I couldn't scratch my back, so I'm just asking, like, hey, do you mind reaching this one part back? It's just really tough for me to get to.
Scratch my hugely muscular back?
But no, I had this real bad problem with just not knowing how to work out whenever I was doing like weights and stuff. Like, I would so I would not work out for, say, like 6 years, right?
Yeah.
And then I would go, all right, I'm going to the gym. I'm pumping iron, dude. I'm doing chest, and I would just go and I'd do bench press. And the next day I would be more sore than I've ever been my whole life. I can't move my arms. And so then I go, well, I'm not fucking working out today. That's not going to happen. And then the next day I'm still sore, and I go, I'm never going to work out again. This hurts. And then like a week later, whenever I'm finally like have the energy to do it again, I go in and I'm like, I guess it's leg day. I don't, that's the next. I did chest last time, so now it's
It's
legs,
leg
and
month.
then and so now, and that was the pattern. But yoga is I can handle breathing and stretching. Like that is
Yeah.
right. That was right up my alley. And then the fact that it was a professional wrestler who invented yoga like made me like, well, I gotta back this up because
Yeah.
it's like if I wanted to like learn to cook and like Spider-Man had a cookbook, like that's how you would get me. That's because at this point I've never learned how to cook. At no point you got to go with something childish to get me to do it. Apparently, because
The
being an
Batman
adult,
cookbook.
being an adult didn't make me do it. So you gotta go at me like that. So it's like, this wrestler I love, I'll work out with
Yep.
DDP, and
And you
good.
can tell people that you're like, I'm doing yoga. When they go, oh, you go, nah, dude, it's DDP yoga, bro.
It's none of that inspirational stuff. All right, we don't do
None
none
of
of that.
that. None of that girl who got her arm bit off by a shark bullshit. This
We
dude used to diamond cut motherfuckers in the middle of the ring.
don't say namaste.
Sometimes.
We say bang.
Dude, I went to a Nitro my brother took me to Nitro for my graduation gift. And I got to see this 98. And I got to see like Diamond Dallas Page come out at his prime. And man, doing the bang. Oh man, it was so great. It was great. And I got to see the Crow Sting drop down and beat the shit out of everybody with a baseball bat. But that was it. And I thought after the cameras cut off, he'd come out and have a match and high five me and be my best friend. And he didn't do any of that. Cameras cut, the show was over.
I want you to know, Josh, I keep up with him pretty closely.
He feels bad about it, doesn't he?
He told me it's really at this point. I want to apologize to you for never relaying the message to DDP. He greatly regrets the years that y'all lost as friends.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I did see him. But after that Nitro, we went to the Burger King. It was in New Orleans. We went to a Burger King, and they had a whole side of the restaurant with black backdrops hung up over it because the wrestlers were eating, and it was Goldberg and DDP.
Whoa! Yeah, where were y'all at? Is that a Burger King?
Burger King in New Orleans, and I got to pee in a stall next to Goldberg.
I like a professional athlete go and get fast food after they're done. That's always fun. Apparently, Michael Jordan ate McDonald's a lot. Like,
no, he didn't.
Yeah, I heard some story about like whenever I think I heard Chris Rock tell it where whenever Michael Jordan hosted SNL, he had like Chris Rock and them go get McDonald's for him.
Bill Hader said when Justin Bieber did SNL, he had a guy that just held a pizza for him right here by his face so he could bite off of it.
Is that true?
Yeah, for real. He says
that. I
and there was a separate person that held a separate dude. Like one guy held a piece of pizza by his face so he could bite it. Another dude had a Pepsi with a straw so he could drink out of it.
Man, the economy's well in Bieber's world. Just
soft ass.
I saw Bill Hader talk about like there was a sketch that never got like that they did for they do rehearsal right before the actual show, and some stuff that's on the rehearsal doesn't make it to the live show. And apparently he says the worst experience he's had on SNL was whatever sketch he had with Bieber during that. Like part of the set fell down at one point, and like and Bieber and his great acting chops just really helped the whole thing and understood comedically just how to portray it and all that. With all that real life experience of having a pizza guy and a Pepsi guy on his payroll.
That's the Pepsi generation. Us kids that grew up drinking RC and ditch water, we wouldn't fuck around like that. It's them soft ass Pepsi Clear motherfuckers. That's who are fucking everything up.
Yep. That Crystal Pepsi.
Boys. You Crystal Pepsi ass bitches. I've said bitch on this podcast more than I've said it in my life.
Yeah, you don't usually say it that much in life, but you let it fly on here. And that was before you were emboldened. That was just...
Yeah, and now imagine I'm going to say bitch ass. Like, bitch, and I might, dude, I might say a bitch ass every once in a while. One of the podcasts I listened to gave a SNL story about Steven Seagal. Because one of the guys was a writer on SNL at the time that Seagal was a host.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that Seagal just kept suggesting that he beat somebody up in every sketch.
That's all he knows. That's his whole career.
But they would be like, all right, so you're the chef. And then the guy comes in. He's like, yeah. But what about if like I throw the knife at him and then I break his arm over the table?
What if though? Let's try it. Let's get some live stunts on
let's do it.
SNL. Let's get live TV.
Did you watch Seagal
Seagal
movies?
plays the knife game with your hand. Let's do it.
That's the new game show. Will Seagal stab your hand? Did you ever like a year younger? Did you get into the Seagal Van Damme movies?
Nah, he was kind of always a joke to me. I didn't know him as a badass. It like surprised
Growing
me.
up, my older brother in his room had a VHS shelf that was just Van Damme and Seagal movies and Basic Instinct. It's the first time I saw a coochie on TV.
It's a big moment, your first cooch.
My mom told me that's why I couldn't watch it because she caught me bringing Basic Instinct from. Okay, so I used to go into his room and borrow his Seagal and Van Damme movies.
Yeah.
One day she caught me taking Basic Instinct. She told me I couldn't watch it, and so I had to play dumb. And I was like, "What? Why?" And she said, "Because a woman shows her coochie in it." And like she whispered it, even though we're the only people in the house because she's a Christian and she knows Jesus is listening.
Yeah, you don't say those words out loud.
Dude, I used to go borrow every Seagal and Van Damme movie and just, I couldn't get enough. It just, no, give it to me. But every Seagal movie, he was in every one of his movies. Van Damme got like more cut because he was doing steroids and whatever else he's doing and more coked out. But Seagal in every movie got like 15 pounds heavier and 30 pounds slower. Like every movie you could just see him like. And the best part was this big action dude, when he would run, his arms would just like.
Yeah, I never knew him as like an athletic guy. It always threw me off whenever they were, it was like this action star, and I just knew him as like the reality show cop from Louisiana or whatever. Remember when he had that show?
Yeah, man, I couldn't wait to watch it because, like I said, in his movies, dude, he'd just be like, "You picked the wrong neighborhood, mofo," and then he'd just break a dude's arm for spilling apple juice on the side. And that's awesome. I think that's great. You spill apple juice in the gas station, you should get your arm broken, your car stolen. That's the way the world works. But then you see him. He was the first episode I remember watching. He was called for too many there was a call for too many Nutri-Rats in the ditch. Seagal is just standing on a ditch trying to deal with a bunch of Nutri-Rats in the ditch.
Yeah, I forget that not every call is like a real crime. Sometimes it's just
and every call would be like, it'd be a fight and people are just fucking fighting and then like, oh, the cops like break it up like, nah, fuck you, pig. Is that Steven Seagal? and then they stop fighting.
Fuck you, Steven Seagal.
Why are you dressed like a cop? Pig ass Seagal. That's what they used to say. Pig ass Steven Seagal. One episode he was gonna light a match by shooting beside it because he's such a good marksman. And in the edited version that they allowed on TV, he missed like 14 times. So
yeah, there was more.
There had to be 6 days worth of shooting where he just couldn't do it. And instead of leaving it all out and just not saying that he could strike a match with a gun, the camera crew that was there for 6 days filming was like, no, fuck that. Say he can do it. And we're going to put 15 minutes of him missing.
That's what it was. It was camera crew tired of his shit. They're like, this dude is always talking about all this stuff he can do. Watch what happens. Go ahead. Say you could do it. Say you could do it. We're leaving in everything.
Fat kimono wearing sack of shit. What's he doing? He had energy drinks out for a while that were like.
Because when I think of energy.
But they were like in the. Like if you go to the grocery store and like right past the produce, they have like that row of like 6 different kinds of drinks that aren't anything you want. Like it's probably some kind of root juice. It was some kind of Steven Seagal energy drink, and it had Chinese writing all over it, and like he was in a kimono, and
he was on the front of it,
dude. Oh man, if you're gonna make an energy drink, don't put a 65-year-old 300-pound fat ass in a kimono on your. I mean, they didn't even. He's just
gives you the power of Steven Seagal.
Barbecue was one of the flavors.
Hit the sour cream and onion Steven Seagal energy drink.
Loaded baked potato. Oh man. So that's funny.
Yeah, I never got into him.
When next time you come home, we're gonna have to watch some of his movies. Next time you come home, we'll have to watch some of them because they are, woo.
Yeah, I'm in.
Great.
I'm in. We can do that. That's one of our. That can be a new tradition because one of our favorite traditions is watching backyard wrestling videos every time I come home. And yeah, if we can mix in Steven Seagal ridiculous movies with backyard wrestling videos,
every Steven Seagal movie
I may not
has
survive how hard I laugh.
Every Steven Seagal movie has a scene where somebody tries to punch him and he catches their arm and pulls it straight, and then the camera like zooms in right when it goes, and then like
a lot of bone breaking,
and then like and then just shit shoots out of the skin. They fall over to the side.
See, so how could he not? How could he not pitch that at every sketch? That's all he's ever known. That's all he's ever known is at the end of the scene, you know it's over when bones are broken.
I'm going to send you a clip to put in right here where he's showing a Russian police force his Aikido. And it's literally people running, and he just holds his arm out and they like flip over his arm. He is doing nothing, but people are just flipping over his arm. They'll step in. He's like, bleh, and the dude does like 6 flips over his shoulder. We're going to put it in right here next to the subscribe button.
Other side. You got points to this side. There you go.
I flipped sides, so I thought that it would be. I'm in a different room now.
Wait, yeah, because you're right. It depends on what room you're in and what corner the subscribe button's in.
I know how Zoom works.
Yeah. One of my uncles was like real big into karate, like he was like martial artist and stuff.
Yeah.
And he used to
like actual karate, like he knew it, or he was just into like.
No, he as far as I know, he did it like up until he was a teenager or something. Like he black belt or some shit, and it was always like when I'd go to my grandpa's house and go into like what his room was, it'd be like all of his just like trophies and stuff like that in there. So I mean, I think he did. But the point I'm getting at is he used to beat the shit out of me as a little kid. Like he was like a young uncle. So he was like probably 19, 20 or something whenever I was like 5 and 5, 6, 7, stuff like that. And so like he loved to just like, I mean, he wouldn't like really like hurt me or anything, but he loved to like scare the shit out of me. He would like super kick right at my face and just stop seconds before my face. A lot of flipping me around and stuff. He was intense, that man.
Growing up, my friend down the street, Jared, had an older brother named Bert. And Bert would come home from wherever, like he was a lot older, and he would come home and play wrestling with us.
Oh, okay.
Which just means he would like beat the shit out of us and throw us around in the yard or in the house or whatever. And he's probably 10 years older than us. And I had enough of one day. And I decided I was going to do wrestling moves back. And I had seen, he had me in a bear hug in the front yard. Like, and I mean, like he was really squeezing. And so I did
just really squeezing the breath out of you.
I see the thing. Oh, dude, I was struggling for my life. I was doing like this, and the crowd wasn't giving me shit. There was nobody there to give me nothing. My arms were fading. Jared ran over and grabbed my arm, and it fell down twice. And then the third time, I was like,
I'm back.
But he was squeezing me, and
no thanks to y'all.
I was mad, but so I did what I had seen Sting do to Vader that previous week, and I took both my hands and I just clapped the side of his fat dumb head as hard as I could, and I busted both of his eardrums. And I got in a lot of trouble, and it was a big thing.
You get in trouble for that?
Yeah, apparently. And I'm still going to say it. People were more worried about why I busted his eardrums than why a kid who was 10 years older than us had me in a position where I thought I needed to bust both of his eardrums to survive, to fight for my air, for my life, for my well-being and my family. And that sumbitch is going to come in here and try to squeeze the breath out of me. Oh, no, I don't think
Not
so.
Today.
I'm going to put you down,
today.
son. Jesus Christ, you can't just come in here and try to squeeze the air out of me and think I'm not going to stomp the shit out of you. Oh, man, what are you doing? It's America. You know what happens? You come bringing that shit at me, I rain down bombs. Oh, damn, I hope he sees this. Send him this episode.
All right, I'll make sure he gets it.
Print it out on CD. Let's mail it to him. He ended up being a cop. No, for real, he ended up being a denim cop.
He can't hear shit.
Years later. Now he's deaf. He's totally deaf. He's one of those deaf cops.
Oh, he's one of those?
Yeah, he's one of those.
Dude, those are my favorite ones, dude. You could just
he's on a bike.
He's a bike death cop?
And he rides down the street. You think I'm going to do an impression of a deaf guy, but I'm not.
Please don't. Please do not.
It's not going to happen.
Please
say me. But you know what else? It's not going to happen. You know what else is going to happen? That some bitch is never going to try to squeeze the air out of my lungs again. Out of these American-made lungs? Are you kidding me? You got a lot of nerve stepping in here into my country? Trying to squeeze this freedom air out of me?
What is this scenario you're going to? What country is he in?
A different one. I don't know. It was 1992, so
Russia? Who knows where he was from?
Who were we fighting in 92? Russia?
Everybody.
He was the Saudi.
Okay. All right. And he came in to bear hug you.
So we went on a family walk tonight.
Good pivot.
And Zoe stepped in some ants, my 4-year-old, and they got all over her leg, and I helped her get them off. And then, for real, she spent like 3 minutes standing in this yard yelling at the ants for climbing on her leg. She told them that she was sorry to try to explain to her to avoid ant nests. We tell them that's their house. And if you step on it, they get mad and then they'll bite you because you stepped on their house. So she's just standing in a stranger's yard or in our neighborhood yelling, I said I was sorry for stepping on your ant house and you still bit my foot and you don't ever bite my foot again. And she was just going off. And then me and Michelle were just egging her on. Michelle goes, and you remember when they bit me too? And so I goes, and don't ever bite my mama again either.
That's amazing.
Oh, dude, she got a whole promo on him right there, talking about how she's dying in alleys. She's dying with kings and queens and eating pork and beans. But she just yelled at these. It was so great and hilarious. And she told me, I'm super mad at these ants right now. I mean, look, tell them then.
I got no use for them.
Yeah, tell them. They ain't shit to me.
Go get them, Zoe.
Personally?
I could do without. I've never been in a situation where I'm like, man, I wish some ants were here right now. I wish.
I've never once thought, you know what we're missing? Fire ants.
Yeah, make them hurt more. I want the more painful ants. Get the more painful ants.
Horseflies? Let's get some horseflies in here. These lights are weird.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, man, it's messing me up. It's emboldened me too much. I'm becoming too powerful.
Yeah, I understand. Take one light down. You got too many up. Maybe that's what it is. Just go 2 lights, not 3.
They're feeding my strength. I'm just getting stronger as I sit in here and soak in the rays of freedom.
Cool.
Yeah.
You get real patriotic when you rant.
I heard a kid scream in the other room.
Oh, okay. Did it stop or you just ignored it?
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear it.
All right, cool. Well, at least there's no document of you hearing it.
I got real patriotic when I ranted, and I realized now that there's, when I was talking about Bert in the wrestling match, at that time, I always dressed as Sting from the Great American Bash in the red, white, and blue because I had red, white, and blue striped sweatpants, and I pretended that they were Sting pants. And I'm saying all that like you guys knew that I was being a patriotic hero in the yard that day in like 92 or whatever it was.
It adds to the story. It adds a little bit of sympathy for you because now it's like, all right, this 37-year-old man is from where's he from?
He was an adult.
He's an adult. This 37-year-old Iraqi came in.
Yeah, he came from Saudi.
And for the Saudi Arabian 37-year-old man came in, bear hugging a child, And
just out of nowhere, I wasn't even doing anything. I was just walking
loves
by.
nothing more than America. Yep. Just loves nothing more than America. It's got American
but
pants.
I had a Statue of Liberty toy in my hand. Every year for Halloween, I dressed up as the Bill of Rights. This year, I'm going as the Second Amendment. What's your week been like?
I booked another show. I booked another live show.
You just don't give a shit about nobody's grandma.
I don't care about nobody's life, bro. Fuck they life, man. I'm getting my ducats. Look.
Where is this show?
This show is in Tacoma. This show is in my backyard. This is like right out.
They're
right
still doing comedy out there.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. There's a mask mandate on everybody. Like, we all got to wear a mask, and I'm supposed to be wearing a mask in my house right now. They're gonna get me right now. And yeah, so I don't know, man. I'm real conflicted about it, but my approach is going to be that I'm just going to be real antisocial. Like, I'm not going to do any kind of like meet and greet after. I'm not going to like go out in the crowd before. I'm just going to sit in the green room.
You're not going to crowd surf?
Do my show. I mean, I got to crowd surf. People expect it at this point. I can't abandon everything, but
it's your whole gimmick.
It's just going to be a little bit scarier because they're going to be so much more spread out, you know? So I got to be precise whenever I jump off, because I'm going to be jumping to a table of 3 people. And then I got to
that bit you have where y'all all share a 2-liter of Dr. Pepper and you pass it around the whole audience, everybody drinks out of it? Or you can still do that?
I had to retire that one. That
was your closer.
It was my closer, but don't worry. I got other big plans for me. I'm going to call a lady up on stage and have her spit right in my eye. So I think that's going to work. I've thought about it. And that way it eliminates as many people. It's just me. You know what I'm saying? It's just between me and her. That's all it is. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I'm not doing the right thing. I'm worried about it. But that's how I'm gonna handle it. I'm gonna not do a meet and greet. I'm not gonna talk before. I'm just gonna go up on stage. They told me that we're gonna each get our own mic at the shows I'm doing in Coos Bay. Even still, you know, whatever.
Coos Bay just doesn't sound like a place that you could. Doesn't sound trustworthy.
I mean, we know my feelings on them. I'm not a big fan of them at all. But I'm gonna try. But yeah, I got asked to do the show. It's
because of the podcast, right?
Because everybody listens to the podcast and they know how I feel. The second we start talking about stuff, people ask us the exact opposite of everything we've been talking about. It's a debate show. Like, it's not a straight stand-up show. I won this show last time I did it, so that was also part of it. Was I feel like I need to go back and defend my crown during the apocalypse. I need to stand there like Mad Max while everybody is destroyed in front of me and prove that I'm still the best debater. And so, but it's still, you get to do a set basically as you get eliminated, or if you're like me and you win, you do a set at the end. So it is some stand-up, but that would be, I mean, it's gonna be a fun show. And I'm not going to touch anybody.
Nobody?
I might touch somebody. I don't know.
You would touch a couple people.
If the people want to touch Chase Myers, it's hard to say no.
They risk their life to come out. They risk the life of them and their grandmamas. And everybody, you're risking everybody's grandmama's life. If they want to get touched, you touch them.
But yeah, so July 23rd, 24th, and 25th, I'm doing 5 shows over those days. And that's probably it. That's probably it for the rest of my life. Like, who knows what? I'm still scared that it's going to shut down before I even get there. Because, like, it seems worse now than it was 2 months ago.
Comedy.
Yeah,
Nobody needs it.
I don't know, man.
Henry's gotten really good, my 2-year-old. He's really good at taking his diaper off, and he does all the time and then pees on anything he's near.
Mm-hmm.
Michelle sent me a video of him standing up on his play kitchen, standing on the counter, peeing into the sink. So we've had to start putting onesies on him, like that snap in between his legs, you know, like the baby stuff, so that he can't get his diaper off. And she just walked by me with him in a onesie and no diaper on. Goddamn Houdini figured it out. Pampers Houdini, bruh. That's what happens.
Your kids will make it happen.
He's a gross look. I think he drinks out of the dog bowl all the time, and I think that's made him smarter.
Yeah, that usually helps. That usually helps whenever
he drinks dog water. Let your kids drink.
That's co-signed by Buckets of Duckets. Let your kids drink dog water.
That's in our. If you go to our website at bucketsofduckets.com, look under the parenting section. Tips from Josh. Number 2 is let your dogs drink out of the dog bowl. Number 1 is don't let your kids watch no fucking magic. I'm in a parenting. Whenever I had the kids, I joined a lot of parenting Facebook and social media groups to try to learn tips, everything I could to so my kids didn't die or whatever.
To guide a life, yeah.
And one of those groups, a lady was complaining about the Disney show The Descendants. And it's a show about the villains of Disney's kids in high school. Like all the Disney villains, it's like all of their kids are in high school. And she was talking about how it's against God because the lesson of the show is being bad is good. That's the catchphrase because they're bad kids. And it led into a thread where every woman that I think I went to high school with commented about how they don't let their kids watch magic. And like, it got heated.
Yeah. Did somebody stand up for magic?
No, not one fucking person. Goddamn cowards.
As much as magic has done for every one of you, not one of you stood up for these wizards out there making people uncomfortable and every now and then blowing your mind.
Look what David Blaine has done for America. You fucks.
And look what we did for him. Where is he right now?
You remember Harry Potter? Huh?
Huh? Oh. Anybody? Harry Potter?
Hey, Daisy's here.
Huh? How about little Chris Angel? Anybody remember him? Anybody remember him jumping across the Grand Canyon? Huh?
Mind freak. Hey, Chase, here's Daisy.
What's up, Daisy?
Hey,
we lost Josh for a second.
Yeah, dude, sorry. She's the best dog in the world. What was I just ranting about?
We were ranting about how great magic is and that nobody in your parenting group appreciates it.
Yeah, in this group, people are talking about how one of the posts said, I'm very particular about what I let my children watch, and I don't let them watch no magic. And then it went into how magic TV shows. Can you hear the dog barking?
Yeah.
Daisy, I'm trying to make some fucking money in here. She barks nonstop. Like whatever kind of hound she is, she just fucking barks nonstop. I think that's that's why she was returned to the shelter. Was because she just barks too much. Jeremy talking about her. It doesn't bother me, except for when I'm trying to record a podcast for our millions of fans and Barrett.
I don't do it for Barrett.
Actually, Barrett, I did know that was a book, and I am going to read it now. In all sincerity, I am going to read it. I didn't know it existed, so thanks.
I'm cutting that out.
Dude, I got all lost now. What was I just talking about? Oh, so she barks a lot.
Ain't watching no magic.
There it is. Ain't watching no magic. And then everybody went into Bible verses that explain why magical TV shows are bad. Because,
I love whenever there's a Bible verse that explains a TV show.
Psalm 6:17. Disney Plus is a bunch of bullshit for heathens.
I'm gonna watch Hamilton in the next day or so. I'm since it's on Disney Plus now, I get to find out what everybody was excited about 5 years ago.
I might. I don't know. It's a musical, so it's not Grease, and it's a musical, so I'm less interested. Give me a Karate Kid musical.
I think they did a YouTube remake of. I'm pretty sure that's what that new YouTube show was. It was the
yeah, it's
Karate Kid musical. Now. Oh, is it?
But for real, Jesus doesn't approve of magical TV shows.
Oh, I know. I don't know why you're telling me. I know.
I want to make sure that we get that in there.
If there's two people I talk to, it's Jesus Christ and DDP. Okay, so I'm.
In most Christian cemeteries, before they bury you, they check your library rentals. And if you've ever checked out a Harry Potter book,
sorry.
Nope. Take that rotten basket of vegetation somewhere else. That's what they'll tell you. We're not having none of this heathen magic in here. Wizards and wardrobes. Is it warlocks? I meant warlocks, not wardrobes. Whatever.
I went on a date one time where the girl was like, I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. And I was like, yeah, me too. And I haven't seen a single fucking Harry Potter movie. Like, like not enough to talk about. Like I've seen a little bit. And she was like, what school are you? And I was like, which one are you?
Yale.
I love Cornell, you know, it's one of my favorites.
NYU.
You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about something else. Anything else?
Oh man. Yeah, Harry Potter fans are involved.
Is that a muggle? Is that a thing?
Woo! We just got a new website. We're gonna get canceled immediately right now. I've read the books, but I've only seen some of the movies. And I read the books during Katrina because I was staying with my first wife's family, and I didn't want to talk to them, so I would just hide in the bathroom and read Harry Potter books.
And just escape into a Harry Potter world.
Just a 30-year-old man hiding in the bathroom reading Harry Potter. There's a blanket over my head. You such bitches aren't going to ruin my magic. My man's going to be magical. I'm a Hufflepuff. Or whatever.
Okay, yeah, that sounds familiar. That's one.
In actuality, I would eat a bunch of painkillers and go lay in a bathtub and read Harry Potter.
It's a darker version
that's why
of it.
They don't want. That's why Jesus doesn't want magic in your life. That right there is. I just realized I am the example of why. Damn. One of my favorite. There is a wrestler named Austin Aries.
You like wrestling?
A little bit. I've seen it. I dabble. I have this haircut for another thing.
Whole different thing.
It's a whole nother thing. Austin Aries was a fantastic wrestler back in the Ring of Honor and TNA days, and then he went to WWE. Great in the ring, and then he became a vegan, and
all downhill from there.
I was a vegetarian for a long time. I want to be vegan, but I like cheese, so I don't judge you on that. But he was the guy, like all of the jokes about vegans, just preaching about it, he was that guy. His whole Instagram just became, look at you fat shits eating beef, you gross turds. You make me sick. Just look, what are you doing? We got sponsors, bro.
Oh, they're all marijuana sponsors, so it's good. Don't worry.
Oh, all right. We're good.
Yeah. I'm in Washington, don't forget.
So every video he's ever put out has
don't
made
you
me
fucking
like him
forget.
less.
Don't you ever check me on smoking weed.
See, the lights have emboldened you as well, buddy. I knew it. God damn, I'm coming in hot, huh?
What if that's really how I reacted?
I would love
dude,
it.
when the camera's off, Chase snaps every now and then. You can see
everything else here is a joke, but then you say something about it. Don't say anything about my fucking weed.
You could take this weed from my burnt lips, you motherfucker.
The other day, I was standing outside the backyard back here, smoking, and somebody started walking behind our fence. And the only thing behind our fence is woods and then a horse farm. So nobody should be back there. Fucking somebody was. And I was like, oh, I'm just high. There's nobody back there. And then I walked out. I looked over the fence, and there's just a dude walking back there. And so in my mind, I'm like, that's the DEA. They smelled this one dude outside of the joint starting his morning off, and they're gonna rappel in my chimney any minute now.
That's how you stop big crime, is by you start with small insequential crime, and
they
you
smell
make
that
sure
half a joint and that cup of coffee, and they're coming
go
in.
Any farther.
They're gonna butt fuck me all the way to Sing Sing. But I got real paranoid, and I was like, that's the DEA. So I walked out front, and the parish we live in, they have mosquito abatement, like the trucks and that drive by and spray. Mosquito abatement.
I know what you're talking about.
The mosquitoes will literally pick you up and fly you to their dens and feast on you forever. It's like a horror movie. But to stop
You're gonna
that,
wish the DEA got you instead of a mosquito.
the brave parishes in Louisiana have these little trucks that drive around and they spray a cloud of diesel fuel straight into the air.
They really do. They really do. That doesn't happen here in Seattle. There's not trucks just
it doesn't happen anywhere
chemicals.
else. There's just trucks driving down the street with a big cloud spraying out, and you're like, hold on. Nobody even brings their kids inside. They're just like, cloud. A kid disappears for a second into a green cloud, and then there he is again with no mosquitoes on him.
Not thinking anything was weird about these trucks that would come every couple of weeks and just pour chemicals on me. I just kept playing basketball outside.
I just did a week or two ago. One of the trucks drove by, and I was out there with the kids, and I thought, maybe I should bring them inside because this spray is designed to kill bugs. It's just diesel. If they light it, it blows. So I walk out front, and it's a mosquito abatement truck, but the parish I live in is so fucking wasting money that it's a 4-door red, white, and blue Jeep Wrangler with like a snorkel on the side, lights, and then the cannon that sprays the mosquito diesel fuel or whatever it is. You know how the Jeeps have that like little sort of a bed in the back? It's in that. So it's just like a 2019 to 2019 fucking 4-door Jeep Wrangler, red, white, and blue is the mosquito abatement. So when I saw that truck, instead of being like, oh, it's just the guys for mosquitoes, I was like, the DEA ain't even good at going undercover, you bitches. Think I don't recognize?
They spray painted DEA on this truck. I see it.
I know. I walked out there and I wiped at the mosquito abatement. And as soon as I did, it wiped off right underneath it, DEA.
It's really funny you said that. Travis, my roommate, 6'9", Travis
6'9".
Nelson, he
9 inches over 6 foot. The number of episodes in inches over 6 feet tall. Travis Nelson.
I'm gonna go put that back in at the beginning.
Yeah, I hope you do.
He texted me the other day. There's some kind of like, there's a bug truck like out in front of our apartment, and he was like,
in Seattle.
Yeah, and he was like, "Did you see that?" And I was like, "Nah, I wasn't paying attention." And he was like, "I'm suspicious." And my thought was like, "What you thought?" I was like, "Oh fuck, the CIA is out here looking at us or whatever." Yep. And then
ICE.
And then I talked that they're gonna fucking deport me back. I knew they was gonna find out I was Saudi at some point, and so I go, he's texting me just in the other room of the apartment. So then I go walk out there, and we finish the conversation, and he starts like, he was like, "Man, I knew there were bugs around here." Like he was like suspicious of the actual reason the bugs. He was like, "I knew they had bugs in here. I'm worried about bed bugs and all kind of shit." And my head was totally in. We're getting spied on. I thought that's what he was suspicious about. So Austin Aries did something crazy.
Yeah, I meant to get around. Okay, so Austin Aries, a fantastic wrestler. I got real excited when he signed with NXT because I was going to get to see him go in WWE and on the main, like the big stage or whatever. And then he became vegetarian and became the stereotype of vegetarian where he would just post Instagram videos and he's like, "Hey, I just scrolled through a couple of my followers, like this guy right here, Sean. Hey, Sean, you've been following me for 6 months, you fat fuck. Why don't you lay off the burgers?"
Whoa.
Not joking. He started like roasting people that would give him shit.
This is while he was at WWE or whenever he was gone. So right after. Was he doing that like as a character?
No.
No. So it didn't match what he was doing in the ring.
No, it just became, he lost, like he got smaller and he started to look a lot older doing just the vegan because he was getting thinner and more defined or whatever. But he was just, and people would give him shit because he would just do Instagram videos preaching about how everybody's fat and they're like, he would do the Rick Rude shit, but be genuine about it. And listen up, all you Minnesota meat hogs. But then it turns out now he switched from doing annoying Instagram vegan videos to now talking about masks and how he ain't going to wear one. And his argument was, "I've been trying to get y'all to be healthy for years. I've been trying to get you to care about your health, you fat fucks, for years. And now that all of a sudden you want to worry about wearing a mask, and I'm so scared about your health. Well, I ain't wearing a mask. Your health, you know what's killing more people than coronavirus? Heart disease. I mean, but heart disease isn't contagious, you fucking idiot.
Also, way to like make it about himself.
Oh,
like,
man, he spun the whole.
Oh, you all want to wear a mask? Why haven't you been listening to me?
Because I'm a vegan.
Is that why?
But I got really upset seeing it. Like, man, it's just what a bummer. And then I went in the comments.
Every week on this podcast, we just introduce another hero that we're like, man, we just really disappointed.
I got
one
more after this. I got one more after this that hurt me even more. That
Fuck,
made me
really?
realize some truths about myself.
All right.
Yeah. So I go into the comments thinking that it's gonna be like, you know what? You're right. I ain't wearing a mask nowhere. But instead, in the comments is just all of the wrestlers roasting him.
Good.
Like genuinely roasting him. And it's hilarious. Like, you fucking idiot. Like, just seeing, like, verified wrestlers telling him he's a sack of shit. And it's great. That's why you didn't make it in wrestling.
He did make it in wrestling.
That sounds mean, but...
yeah, I was about to say, he did make it. Dude.
I mean, I'm paraphrasing what I typed in the comments of his Instagram. My other hero that fell years ago, and I didn't realize it. I am a huge Superman fan.
Dean Cain's out there being dumb.
I didn't know that Dean Cain was recently, he was in an anti-vax movie.
A movie about it, huh?
Yeah, Jamie Kennedy's in it. It's the one Jamie Kennedy, I think it's anti-vax. Is that I think it's the one Jamie Kennedy. Jamie Kennedy was just like, hey, guess what? I'm also right-wing now. So, how about that? And pro-life. That's what it was. Pro-life. It was a anti-abortion movie, and it was made by like the church or whatever. And it had Dean Cain, and the guy who played Hercules was in it. Anyway, I didn't know Dean Cain was a right-wing racist dumb shithead, and then now he's refusing to wear. He doesn't want to wear masks, and he just got into a whole big. Where I saved it so I remember exactly what he said. But he said something stupid on Twitter, and everybody got mad at him, was telling him he was a stupid sack of shit. And then he went on Fox News and said, you know what? I used to play a superhero, all right? I played a superhero on TV for years. And in this America today, I was Superman. And in this America, you know what I couldn't say? For truth, justice, in the American way, I tell you that much, I couldn't say it. The most recent released Superman comic book says truth, justice, and the American way. Superman is talking to a soldier and says,
couldn't say that today.
Cain, you fucking stupid sack of shit. You were Days of Our Lives ass Superman anyway. It was a soap opera. You weren't superhero. You put on some fucking tights and kissed that chick from Desperate Housewives in the middle of the day. It was a dumb fucking show, and I hate you. I fucking hate you.
Ripley's Believe It or Not, though, we cool. We cool on that.
Oh, yeah, that was a good. I actually like that a lot.
But that one we cool on. But Superman, fuck you. Superman tried to take my weed, you piece of shit.
You know how proud I was of the Days of Our Lives as Superman? I felt like I really...
I mean, yeah, you ripped that.
Oh, dude, I sent it out in a tweet. Days of Our Lives as Superman.
I like that the...
it was one of those ones that I sent the tweet out, and as soon as I was done, I set my phone down. I was like...
Nailed it.
I'm going to check it in 2 minutes and get the 1,000 likes that are just going to come pouring in on my face.
That's going to be the thumbnails. That's right
there. How long is
I like that the anchor, whenever he said that, was like, oh, you're right. You're absolutely right. You wouldn't be.
You're not right. Pick up a fucking book. You're making yourselves look stupid. Go pick up the latest Superman comic book. You look fucking dumb.
All right, guys, we're about to get out of here. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and YouTube for Chase Myers.
I'm Josh Watts. Wait, check out our new website. You said that, bucketsofduckets.com. If you're going to check it out, look at it on the phone. It's really fucking great. It's a great website. You should check it out. It's got all the links to everything. You can find us on social media and all of that. And we get the emails. We just didn't
We
realize
interpret them how we want.
They were going to a different account. Now that I get them, I'm just going to assume they're all hostile, and they will be dealt with as such. They will be dealt with accordingly. Good night!